purpose of a man is to love a woman. Begins to crumble, but love will never die.
1965 was a wild year for music. The British invasion was in full swing, Motown was booming, and pop music was all over the place in the best way. But some artists struck gold just once, and those hits are still fun to listen to today. Here are 15 forgotten one-hit wonders from 1965 you listen to in your car that might surprise you, charm you, or take you right back to a simpler time.
I'm telling you right away.
I'm telling you now, Freddy and the Dreamers. Freddy and the Dreamers brought their British invasion charm to American audiences with I'm Telling You Now. The track hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1965, thanks to its upbeat tempo, infectious hook, and Freddie Garrity's energetic, slightly goofy persona. Their signature Freddy dance move added to their novelty appeal. While the group had a string of hits in the UK, they only managed this single major success in the States. Their clean-cut image and bubblegum sound soon got swept away by edgier acts like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Still, this catchy tune remains a feel-good relic of the mid-60s, simple, playful, and impossible not to hum along with. Freddy and the Dreamers danced their way into pop history, just once, but memorably.
Wouldn't believe me when I gave advice.
Laugh, Laugh, the Beau Brummels. With jangly guitars and moody harmonies, Laugh, Laugh was an early American answer to the British invasion. The Beau Brummels, hailing from San Francisco, blended folk rock with garage pop in a way that made this 1965 hit feel fresh and familiar. It hit #15 on the Billboard Hot 100 and put the band briefly on the map. Lead singer Sal Valentino's warbly vocals and the song's bitter theme of romantic revenge gave it a bit of an edge. While the group had a few other minor songs, none made quite the impact of this one. Despite being labeled a one-hit wonder, Laugh Laugh has had a second life on classic rock playlists, and it still sounds cool and quirky all these years later. Don't forget to share this video with your friends who love all these songs too, and let us know what year you'd like to see next in the comments below.
Tell me over and over and over again.
Eve of Destruction, Barry McGuire. Raw, raspy, and bold, Eve of Destruction captured the social unrest of the 1960s in a way few songs dared. Barry McGuire's gravelly voice gave weight to lyrics about war, civil rights, and generational fear. It shot to #1 in 1965, making it one of the first protest songs to top the charts. Written by P.F. Sloan, the song sparked controversy for its pessimistic view of the world.
Tell me over and over and over again.
But it also resonated deeply with young people questioning authority. McGuire never had another hit this big, but he didn't need to. Eve of Destruction became a time capsule of the era, showing that music could be more than fun. It could also be a wake-up call. Gritty and gripping, it still packs a punch.
Purpose of a man is to love a woman.
Game of Love, Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders. This cheeky, catchy tune was a big hit in 1965, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Game of Love had everything a mid-60s pop song needed. Jangly guitar, a playful beat, and lyrics about how love is just a game. Wayne Fontana's soulful vocals gave it a little grit, and the Mindbenders kept things tight with clean, energetic instrumentation. The band had more success in the UK, but in the US, this was their one big moment. Fontana left the group shortly after, and the Mindbenders continued on without him, scoring one more UK hit. But in America, this was it. Still, Game of Love holds up as a fun slice of British invasion pop, and it's hard not to sing along when it comes on.
He's really down, and he's no clown.
The Boy from New York City, the Ad Libs. The Ad Libs gave us this doo-wop-infused gem in 1965, and it reached #8 on the charts. The Boy from New York City had sass, style, and a killer saxophone riff that made it instantly recognizable. Lead singer Mary Ann Thomas delivered a confident, soulful vocal performance that made the lyrics sparkle with personality. The group never managed to follow up with another hit, but this song's blend of girl group pop and R&B was ahead of its time.
You want to come and see his pretty bar.
It even inspired later covers, including a big hit version by the Manhattan Transfer in 1981. While the Ad Libs faded into obscurity, Their one shining moment captured the energy and charm of mid-60s urban soul. It's got groove, attitude, and hooks that still hold up. A Lover's Concerto, The Toys. This beautifully orchestrated hit from girl group The Toys blended classical music with pop in a way that stood out in 1965. Built on a melody from a Bach minuet, A Lover's Concerto had sweeping strings, a bouncing rhythm, and warm, harmonious vocals that made it a #2 smash hit. It was elegant but catchy, sophisticated enough for adult listeners and sweet enough for teens.
From above, they just say for us.
The Toys had a few follow-ups, but none reached the heights of this debut single. Produced by Sandy Linzer and Denny Randell, the song was a perfect mix of old and new, and it remains a standout in the one-hit Wonder Hall of Fame. It's proof that even classical music can be a pop hit if done right.
Slap, slap your hand, slap your thigh, and sing a little song. Go.
The Clapping Song, Shirley Ellis. Shirley Ellis brought playground rhymes to the radio with The Clapping Song, a top 10 hit in 1965. Mixing street chants with a funky beat, the song was quirky, catchy, and had kids and adults alike clapping along. Ellis already had a hit with The Name Game, but The Clapping Song had an even bigger cultural punch. Its nonsensical lyrics, 369, The Goose Drank Wine, and rhythmic hand claps were irresistible. She was ahead of her time, fusing novelty with soul before it became a trend. While she never matched the success of this tune, it left a lasting legacy, often sampled and covered in later decades.
My mother told me if I was good.
Shirley Ellis may have clapped her way to a one-hit wonder status, but she did it in unforgettable style. You Turn Me On, Turn On Song, Ian Whitcomb and Bluesville. This playful and somewhat cheeky tune became a surprise hit in 1965, climbing to #8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Ian Whitcomb, a British performer with a background in music history, leaned into the novelty with breathy vocals, a bouncy beat, and suggestive lyrics that walked a fine line for the era. Backed by his band Bluesville, the song's offbeat charm made it a standout on radio playlists. You Turn Me On was part of the British invasion wave but didn't follow the typical rock formula, which might explain its one-hit status. Whitcomb later pivoted to writing books and producing ragtime music, showing he wasn't just a novelty act. But for a hot moment in '65, he turned on the charts, then faded with a wink.
Begins to crumble, but love will never die.
Concrete and Clay, Unit 4+2. With its Latin-flavored rhythm and acoustic guitar strumming, Concrete and Clay stood out in 1965's pop landscape. British group Unit 4+2 reached #28 in the US and topped the UK charts, blending folk pop with a unique beat that felt like a mix of skiffle and samba. The lyrics, a poetic ode to love's strength, were sweet and simple. What really made it memorable was its rhythmic groove and easy charm, giving it crossover appeal during a time when pop was branching in many directions. Despite its distinctive sound and solid success, the band never managed to replicate the hit outside the UK. Concrete and Clay remains their lone American hit, unusual, catchy, and cemented in the one-hit Wonder Hall of Fame. Keep on Dancing, the Gentrys. Keep on Dancing was a high-energy garage rock hit from the Gentrys, a Memphis-based band of high schoolers who scored big in 1965, peaking at #4 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was essentially the same verse played twice, the second time with added reverb and punch. It was a clever studio trick that gave it extra oomph and made it feel longer than it was. With its driving beat and raw feel, it captured the youthful exuberance of the era. The band had the right sound at the right time, but lightning didn't strike twice. Still, Keep on Dancing has endured on oldies playlists and even inspired a hit cover by the Bay City Rollers in the '70s, a brief but brilliant spark.
Can't you see how I feel?
Just a Little, the Beau Brummels. The Beau Brummels actually had two notable songs in 1965, Laugh Laugh and Just a Little. While Laugh Laugh got more attention, Just a Little reached #8 on the Billboard 100 and showcased the band's moody melodic style. It's jangly, like Early Birds, but with a bit more garage grit. The harmonies are tight, the rhythm steady, and the lyrics capture teenage longing without being overdone.
I'll cry just a little 'cause I love you so.
Though they aren't remembered much beyond these songs, the Beau Brummels helped lay the groundwork for the San Francisco rock scene. Just a Little has a haunting charm and holds up surprisingly well. While they may be a technical two-hit wonder, most folks only remember one. So this song still qualifies for that under-the-radar one-hit wonder energy.
Here comes the night.
Here Comes the Night, them. Van Morrison fronted them in 1965 when Here Comes the Night broke into the US charts. This moody, dramatic song hit number 24 on the Billboard 100 and introduced American audiences to Morrison's distinctive voice. The song has a haunting, almost desperate feel with minor chords and lyrics about heartbreak and jealousy. Them never had another US hit this big, though Morrison would of course go on to a legendary solo career. Here Comes the Night blends British invasion rock with R&B undertones, and it stands out for its raw emotional power.
Except the fact she's chosen him.
It's not your typical one-hit wonder. It feels deeper, more serious. But since it was the band's only big US hit, it makes the list, a dark little gem from a future legend.
Run down to the river. Come on, baby.
The Duck, Jackie Lee. Jackie Lee's The Duck was part of the mid-60s dance craze scene, and it hit number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100. It had a funky, horn-driven groove, and Lee's soulful vocals urging listeners to do the duck. While the lyrics were simple and the concept pure novelty, the song had legit rhythm and caught fire in clubs. Jackie Lee, a stage name for Earl Nelson of Bob and Earl, had experience in the music biz, but never repeated this solo success.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You know you're looking so.
Still, The Duck is a fun, funky reminder of when dance instructions were practically a genre. Like the twist or the jerk, this one was all about moving your feet and maybe flapping your arms a little too.
I love a little girl that lives up there.
Down in the Boondocks, Billy Joe Royal. This country-flavored pop hit from Billy Joe Royal hit number 9 on the charts in 1965. With a clean-cut voice and a story about forbidden love across class lines, Down in the Boondocks hit a sweet spot between pop, country, and teen heartbreak. It was produced by Joe South, who also wrote the song, and the catchy melody helped it stand out during a time when folk rock and British invasion bands dominated the airwaves. Billy Joe Royal had a few later hits on the country charts, but this was his biggest mainstream pop moment. It's got charm, twang, and a timeless feel. A true underdog anthem with just the right touch of Southern soul.
Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on.
Hang On Sloopy, the McCoys. Technically, the McCoys had a couple of hits, but Hang On Sloopy was the one that defined them. It hit number 1 on the Billboard 100 in 1965 and became a party anthem, with its sing-along chorus and simple, infectious beat. The Ohio-based band, featuring a teenage Rick Derringer on guitar, captured something raw and real with this garage rock staple. The song has been adopted by Ohio State University as a sports anthem, giving it a weird second life. While the McCoys had some success after this, nothing else reached the same level.
But when Sloopy wears that red dress, yeah, you know it gives.
Hang On Sloopy is a staple of 60s playlists, frat parties, and football games, a one-hit wonder that refuses to fade. And there you have it, a blast from the past with some of the best one-hit wonders from 1965. These songs may have been brief sparks in the charts, but they left a lasting mark on music history. Thanks for taking this trip down memory lane with me. If you enjoyed this stroll through the 60s, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss more musical deep dives coming your way. Got a favorite one-hit wonder we didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your picks. Until next time, keep the good vibes spinning and the oldies cranking. See you in the next video.